Hello and welcome back to another video. In this one I'm doing my game week 2 Premier League predictions. So I did game week 1. It wasn't ideal, but it wasn't awful. I predicted City to beat Burnley, that was one correct point. Arsenal to beat Forest, the second correct point. I said West Ham would beat Bournemouth, that didn't happen unfortunately, so no point there. So on 2 points. Brighton Luton, I got bang on. 3 points in the bag. That's up to 5 points. I said 4-1, it was 4-1. I said Everton would draw 2-2 with Fulham. That didn't happen, unfortunately, still on 5 points. Said Palace would hammer Sheffield United 3-0. Again, didn't happen. So 6 points, but it was 1-0, so we'll take it. Newcastle, I said they'd draw 1-1 with Villa. They beat them 5-1. That's very wrong. Still on 6 points. Brentford Tottenham, I said Brentford to win 3-1. Wrong. Still on 6. Chelsea Liverpool, I said Liverpool to win 3-1. Wrong. Still on 6 points. This is going well, innit? United Wolves, I got it right. 7 points. Because I said they'd win 3-0, they won 1-0. I didn't get the scoreline bang on. So I got one bang on score and a couple of correct results. So that'll be 7 points. My guaranteed goal scorer, I put Nicholas Jackson for an additional point. Didn't get that because he didn't score. And my FPL shout has to have 7 points or more. Well, you'll never guess what's happened. Estepinian got exactly 7. So I'm up to 8 points last week. Let's try and improve for this week, is all I'll say. So yeah. First game, I have predicted Nottingham Forest to beat Sheffield United by 1-0. I think that'll be a very interesting one between those two teams. I don't think either of them are going to have particularly good seasons. Although Nottingham Forest, I think, will finish comfortably away from relegation. I think Sheffield United are going to go down dismally. And their performance in matchday 1 showed they don't have the quality to score goals. Forest showed they do, but they lack defensive capabilities. But based off last season, I think Forest will be better at home. And against a team that can't score, I can see it being very similar to Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace, in which both teams really struggled to score. Crystal Palace were much the better team in the end and were the only team to manage to score. I think it could be similar. Forest will score, and I think Sheffield United will be unable to, and it'll just be a comfortable 1-0 for Forest. Moving on now to Fulham Brentford. As much as I think Brentford have a much better season than Fulham, I think Fulham have started the season well to beat Everton 1-0. I think that was a good result, and I think they can carry on that momentum. Whether they can beat Brentford or not is a different story, because I think Brentford are going to have another good season. I think Brentford, they showed a lot of quality in matchday 1 to draw with Tottenham. There was a lot of good chances being created. I think they can score goals in this game. I think they will score goals in this game, but I also think Fulham will. I've gone with a 2-2 draw. Now, most people are going to probably say Brentford win, but I just have a feeling Fulham can get a point in this game. It's an interesting one though. Right, the next game might just be my prediction of the week. I said Liverpool against Bournemouth will win 7-0. Not even joking. They did it 9-0 last season. I think it could be 7 here. Not quite 9. If Bournemouth go on and win this, I'm going to look like such a moron. But I just think Liverpool are much the better team compared to Bournemouth and will comfortably beat them. I don't think there'll be much of a challenge. And yeah, that's all I can do. Moving on to Luton Burnley, that game's been postponed because it's meant to be at Luton's home ground. So that game gone. Not going to be predicting that. I only have 9 games to predict this week. So yeah. Moving on to the actual game we can predict. Wolves at home to Brighton. I think Brighton will win 3-0. Comfortable scoreline, comfortable win. I don't think Wolves are good enough. I mean, Wolves played very well against Manchester United. I'm not going to deny that. But I think the way Brighton played against Luton, I just think they have what it takes. Wolves, didn't seem too capable of scoring. They had so many chances against United, but it was a very disorganised and very poor Manchester United. Brighton look like they're already ready for the season ahead, and I think they're going to hammer Wolves 3-0. Wolves, I don't think are going to have as bad of a season as I predicted, to be honest. Looking at match day 1 performance, I said they'd go down 7, they'd stay up 17 from the last day, being a big relegation battle. Maybe that won't be the case now, but we're going off one game here. But Gary O'Neill is an amazing manager. Last season there wasn't much to go off because he had just his experience at Bournemouth. But now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, that man is an amazing manager. He's now done it at 2 clubs where the level has gone up. Last season Wolves weren't that good. Second half of the season with Lopetegui maybe went up a bit, but they were playing amazingly against Manchester United. Had they had the ability to score, I think they're one clinical goal scorer away from winning that game. Not even drawing, winning that game, if I'm being honest. So yeah, Wolves are progressing, but I do think Brighton are just that level above and will win that game 3-0. Moving on now, the game of the week probably, Tottenham versus Manchester United. Manchester United look disorganised, and I don't think they're ready for the season yet. But if there's one team that should be disorganised, it's Tottenham. Without their big man, their big striker Harry Kane gone to Bayern Munich. But Manchester United looked awful, and Tottenham looked better, if I'm being completely honest. It's going to be interesting with that game. And I'm still weighing it up now. Do I think it'll be a draw or a win for Manchester United? Because I don't think Tottenham will win. I don't think they're capable right now of beating Manchester United. I think they're a signing or 2 away. But it depends on whether Manchester United play how they did against Wolves, because if that's the case, then who knows. But I think Erik ten Hag will have them up a level, and I do think they'll win that game 2-1. Moving on now, City Newcastle. Newcastle absolutely outstanding in match day 1. Brilliant performance from them. And City are just City. They don't even need to talk about them, to be honest. They're amazing football side, and the way they play, it's very difficult to take points away from them. Having said that, I think this will be a draw. I've gone with 2-2. I may be doubting Manchester City, which you don't do, but Newcastle played amazingly. I've heard some people even tipping them for a potential title race this season. I don't think that's going to happen, but their match day 1 performance, outstanding, and they deserve some credit for it, 100%. Very strong performance from Newcastle, and I've predicted 2-2, and they'll get some points off Manchester City. Well, a point, but that's the point. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Aston Villa against Everton. Yeah. I don't really know what to say about this game, because Villa started their season badly. Everton started their season badly. Villa are bottom of the league. Everton are not in the relegation zone at the moment. But it's interesting because Villa are a better team. I think we all know that. Villa have got a lot more than Everton. It's such an interesting one though. I think Villa will win this game 3-1. I think Everton can score their first goal of the season, but I think Villa just have a lot more in the tank. I put them to finish 6th this season. I still think they have what it takes. It was a very disappointing first game of the season, but I'm sure it will be built up and they'll have a good rest of the campaign. Villa, just a bad way to start. Everyone has an off day, and to have your off day on the first day of the season isn't ideal. But to be honest, they didn't even play that badly. It was just Newcastle were absolutely incredible and clinical. Martinez did well in goal for Villa, but they were most of the time getting their chances on target, Newcastle. Anyway, moving on, Chelsea West Ham. I've gone with 2-0 Chelsea. I think this is the game they should absolutely win. They drew with Liverpool. Some say they should have won that, although Nicholas Jackson had a handball incident which could have been handball. Yeah, I don't know, but I've gone with 2-0 Chelsea. I think this is the game they have to win to get back to winning ways. Yeah, whether or not that happens or not, we'll have to see. They have to get back to winning ways soon though, and I think this is the game to do it in a London derby at the Olympic Stadium. Should be an interesting one. Moving on to the last game, the Monday Night Football. I've said Arsenal will beat Crystal Palace 3-1. I think that, yeah, I think that's realistic. I think we can go to Crystal Palace. We might concede a goal, but at Selhurst Park, I think we can score 3. I think we showed against Nottingham Forest what we can do. We need to take it to another level to beat some better teams, and Crystal Palace are a better team. We need to show we can put some goals past them, and I'm sure we can. So, with that Liverpool winning 7-0 scoreline, I think it's pretty obvious. Guaranteed goal scorer, Mohamed Salah. And my FPL shout following on from that as well, I've gone with Alexis McAllister, who I think is going to get underway as a Liverpool player. So yeah, that is going to wrap up my game week 2 predictions. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.